Funerals for 24 people killed in the worst ever recorded capsizing of a migrant boat in the Mediterranean have been held in Malta. More than 800 people died in Sunday's disaster. Italian police say the captain crashed the boat by mistake against a merchant rescue ship. The number of deaths in such incidents has now reached 1,750 so far this year. EU leaders are holding an emergency summit later to find ways to stem the number of people risking their lives. Draft proposals for the meeting of EU leaders later on Thursday include offering 5,000 places for resettlement for migrants qualifying for protection under a pilot project. More than 21,000 people are estimated to have reached Italy alone this year, with more also arriving in other EU member states. Leaders are also expected to commit to undertake systematic efforts to identify, capture, and destroy vessels before they are used by traffickers. A draft document circulated ahead of the meeting says EU Foreign Policy Chief Federica Mogherini is invited to immediately begin preparations for a possible security and defense policy operation to this effect, in accordance with international law. Other plans include supporting UN efforts to help form a stable government in Libya. Italy says 90% of the migrant boats ending up on its shores set off from Libya. EU leaders are also expected to discuss what to do with those migrants who reach Europe. A proposal for them to be spread out more equally among all EU states is a hugely divisive issue, the BBC's Europe editor Katja Adler says. On Monday, the EU set out a 10-point action plan to prevent more deaths, including an increase in the financial resources of Frontex, the border agency which runs the EU's Mediterranean rescue service Triton. An extension of Triton's operational area. Deploying teams in Italy and Greece for joint processing of asylum applications. Fingerprinting of all migrants. The EU had been criticized over the scope of Triton, which replaced the larger Italian Operation Mare Nostrum last year. Some EU members had said Mare Nostrum was too expensive and expressed concerns that it was encouraging more migrants. But human rights group Amnesty International said the decision to end Mare Nostrum had contributed to a dramatic increase in migrant and refugee deaths. The number of people fleeing war and poverty in the Middle East and Africa has spiked in recent months, leading to huge numbers of people trying to reach Europe in unseaworthy and often overcrowded vessels.